From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Melinda Akilami.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa advocates deliberate and sustained efforts to secure the nation's borders and curb the influx of illegal arms and ammunition. Internally displaced persons at the Durumi camp in the nation's capital, Abuja, celebrate Eid al-Kabir with mixed feelings. Edo State Police Command announces plan to deploy drones in forest and other hard-to-reach areas across the state to tackle crime. And Ghana announces plan to end support for the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, backs the Moroccan government's plan for autonomy for the territory. On business news tonight, Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission issues warning against investing in meme token, Punisher coin.
And on sports news tonight, Coco.
Begin with security matters. The quest for national peace and stability can be achieved with deliberate efforts to secure the nation's borders to curb the influx of illegal arms and ammunition. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, made this known at the North Central's Peace Summit and launch of the Presidential Community Engagement Peace Initiative in Jos, the Plateau State capital. He noted that investment in safeguarding the nation's borders will go a long way in tackling security challenges in the country.
Key stakeholders from the North Central region, comprising traditional rulers, security chiefs, religious leaders, government representatives, civil society actors, and concerned citizens are gathered to discuss the security situation in the region. Organized by the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement, the occasion serves as the North Central Peace Summit, as well as the launch of the Presidential Community Engagement, an initiative to foster peace in the region.
So border management is critical.
In his address, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, highlights the importance of securing the nation's borders.
When you have a critical challenge, you sit down, assess your problems, and see the best solution for it. From my assessment, and after traveling around the world, if we want to secure our borders, we must learn to fence our borders. Now, people will say, it's going to be expensive, but then, which is better? Do you sit down and die or protect yourself? I think protection is better than cure. It is important that we can start small. We don't have to do it all one day.
Sharing his experience as a former governor of Plateau State, the senator representing Plateau South, Senator Simon Lalong, recommends steps that can be taken to achieve peace in the region.
I met two of them. As a governor, I sat down. I said, these things are local. You are the chief chairman traditional council. I said, Jingle, a lot of Fulanis and everything, they worship you. I want you people to help me. If you don't help me, I will not also help you as governor. You know what I can do. The first person that started was His Majesty. And the second person came up again, Sheikh Jingle. Within a very short time, we had an agreement. The peace agreement on the plateau. A document signed, sealed, given to the president, and the president Buhari launched it himself here. In that document, many of the things that are said by the CDS are contained in it.
The Plateau State government emphasized the need to adopt community-based conflict resolution.
Peace begins with each and every one of us. It is time to set aside the forces that divide us and embrace the values that unite us through dialogue. One Nigeria together, one North Central together.
Popular musician Innocent Idibia, also known as Two-Face, was on hand to highlight the importance of music in fostering reconciliation.
Just the other day I saw them here.
To beef up security in Edo State, the police command says it has acquired drones which will be deployed in forest combing and other surveillance activities across the state. The Commissioner of Police, Monday Abonikia, confirmed this to journalists after an operation within the forest in Benin City, the state capital. He also announced that the police will now go after known cultists who are hiding in their homes.
Another joint task force operation to comb the forest involving operatives from the police, Air Force and the Civil Defense. The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Monday Agbonika, is the team lead. The mission is to spread the dragnets into the forest, sweeping for suspects or their hiding places in the area. A Nigerian Air Force chopper provides air surveillance for the operation. At the end of the day's mission, CP Agbonika says the operation was a success. He adds that technology will be deployed soon for better results.
We have been studying the forest to see how we can beat this challenge. And we have resorted to this collaboration. And in addition, I also want to announce that we are introducing technology in this fight. Right now, we have acquired some drones, which we are going to deploy immediately in the forest, because we find that to be very, very appropriate if we need to monitor the forest. And we don't want to allow the forest to continue to be ungoverned.
On the ongoing clampdown on cultism, the Edo Police boss says the fight will now be taken to offenders.
We are now going after them in their homes. We get their names, we have their names. So this is a message to all cultists that think they can hibernate, they can hide in their father's houses or wherever, within Benin City or in the hinterlands, that we are coming after them. We have their names, we have their addresses, and we will be picking them up.
The Edo Police Command has again assured the public that rather than wait for crime to be committed, it's putting in place proactive measures to address security challenges in the state.
The phrase, "you have the right to remain silent," which is usually announced by police officers during an arrest, is not just a cliché, but an actual right under the Nigerian Constitution. Over the years, this right has been violated through unethical conduct by certain prosecutors and investigators when effecting arrest or taking statements. Is it against this backdrop that the Gombe State branch of the Nigerian Bar Association is partnering with the State Police Command to give a refresher training for prosecutors and investigators?
In the criminal justice system, thorough investigation and prosecution are vital variables for an effective delivery of justice. This handshake between the Gombe branch of the Nigerian Bar Association and the Gombe State Police Command aims to bring investigators and prosecutors up to speed with changes in the provisions of the country's constitution and Criminal Justice Act.
Today's capacity building seeks to offer a platform for cross-learning and also understanding each other's legal role between the police and the legal community, a necessary synergy for a more efficient criminal justice system. I commend the leadership of the NBA for their foresight and collaborative spirit. I also thank the facilitators and resource persons who have made time to be here. To our officers participating in this training, I urge you to approach every session with an open mind. Your attendance is not merely to fulfill a duty. It is to elevate your professionalism, renew your purpose, and reinforce your commitment to justice.
The Gombe State NBA chairman, Benjamin Sati, believes the capacity building workshop is a clarion call for a return to professional conduct during arrests, investigation, and possible arraignment of suspects.
Except if there are good reasons why he should conceal his identity. He introduces himself as, I am officer so, attached to so formations of so organizations, and I have been sent to invite you to our office. These are ethical issues. When you come to take the statement, if the man says, I can write, do not write for him. If the man says, no, I cannot write, but I want to call my brother, who is well educated, to write my statement, do not insist that you have to write for him. If the man says, I do not want to say anything, the Constitution says, you often hear police in movies says, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say would be taken down in writing and may be used against you in evidence. That is a constitutional right to choose not to say anything, to choose not to make a statement to the police, to the civil defense, to NDLEA, to EFCC. You have the right to say, I don't want to make a statement. The burden of identifying who committed a crime is yours, who alleged. The burden of proving in court is of him who is prosecuting. You, the defendant, the man who is charged to court, does not have an obligation to prove his innocence according to the law, but it's yours to prove his guilt.
And for the investigators and prosecutors across various police divisions in Gombe, these investigative procedures and legal best practices have been largely adhered to by the Gombe State Police Command.
In the court, when you are performing prosecution, the suspect may likely to tell you that you compel him or you take his statement on duress. But when you invited him, when recording his statement together with his either legal aid counsel, his relative, definitely the person must be there and he will witness it. And definitely, if you go to the court, you will tell the court that when I am recording his statement, so person was there. And definitely he must endorse his statement.
With similar capacity building workshops scheduled for the future, the NBA and the Gombe State Police Command intend to close ranks towards ensuring more police officers are trained to address issues arising from the omission of important investigative steps before cases go to trial in court.
It's essential for leaders to uphold the virtues of integrity in service to the nation. The primate of the Anglican Church of Nigeria, Most Reverend Henry Ndukuba, who made this statement at the 5th Christian Men's Fellowship Conference at St. Matthew's Anglican Church in Maitama area of Abuja, says the nation will only attain its desired height if its leaders stop pursuing their personal gains and put the interests of the people first.
Nigeria is in need of leaders who are men and women of honor and integrity. People who are willing to serve the people, who are willing to stand for the right, who are willing to sacrifice, who are willing to pay the price, so that the people in the land, the citizens, will really benefit from the goodness of the Lord to this nation. God has blessed us, but because corruption and wickedness has taken a pride of place in our nation, we are denied the blessings that should have come thereof. So we want to continue to pray as a church, as a people, we'll continue to pray. But we want to also encourage the few that are there to do the right thing. And we want to encourage all those that are in places of responsibility to see that they discharge their responsibilities to the glory of God, for the blessing of the people, and for their own good and their generations. One thing, hands joined to hands.
In part two, after the break, internally displaced persons at the Jurumi camp in the nation's capital celebrate Eid al-Kabir with mixed feelings. That's in a moment. Join us again. Back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa advocates deliberate and sustained efforts to secure the nation's borders and curb the influx of illegal arms and ammunition. Edo State Police Command announces plan to deploy drones in forests and other hard-to-reach areas across the state to tackle crime. Internally displaced persons at the Jurumi camp in the nation's capital celebrate Eid al-Kabir with mixed feelings. And Ghana announces plan to end support for the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, backs the Moroccan government's plan for autonomy for the territory. The Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebolo, has extended heartfelt congratulations to his colleague in Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Moino, on his recent and historic defection to the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. Governor Okpebolo commended Governor Eno's bold and courageous decision to align with the progressive ideals and national vision of the APC. According to him, the defection demonstrates a profound commitment to the advancement and development of Akwa Ibom State, ensuring its seamless integration into the federal government's developmental agenda under the renewed hope mantra of President Bola Tinubu. He expressed confidence that Governor Eno's move will strengthen the APC's presence in the southern region and contribute significantly to national development. Governor Okpebolo assured his Akwa Ibom State counterpart of the unwavering support and cooperation of the Edo State government and the entire APC family. Former military leader General Ibrahim Babanga has commiserated with the government and entire people of Niger State over the recent flood disaster in Mokwa local government area. The former military ruler offered his condolences when he received the state government delegation led by the Deputy Governor Yakubu Garba on a Salah homage at his residence in Minna, the state capital. General Babanga described what happened in Mokwa as unfortunate, but encouraged the residents and Nigerians to continue to pray for the souls of the departed. He commended the administration of Governor Umar Bago for his developmental strides and gave assurances of his continued support. The internally displaced persons at the Durumi camp in the nation's capital celebrated the Eid al-Kabir with mixed feelings. A quiet atmosphere in the camp as they appealed to the government to address the recent surge in insecurity in the country. Our correspondent Sarah Achimogu has this report.
Women carry on with their daily chores while their young ones engage in their kind of fun activities. This woman laments her inability to feed her family as she shows us an empty pot. The concerns of these internally displaced persons are multifaceted. Hunger and the recent surge of Boko Haram insurgency, which has led to the adoption of their relations in the northeast, are concerns for them.
We are celebrating this year's Eid al-Kabir with mixed feelings. Some of my relations were abducted recently. We want the government to beef up security. It will mean a lot to us.
Boko Haram sun tafi da su amma muna roƙon Allah ubangijin Allah ya fito da su to kin kalla bara mu ce ba lafiya ba bara mu ce muna jin daɗi bara mu ce ba ma jin daɗi ba.
We are thankful to God for life and health. We, however, want the government to address the security concerns in our villages. The recent reports of abductions and attacks are worrisome.
Muna roƙon su su gyara mana garin mu mu samu kwanciyar hankali da zaman lafiya.
The Durumi IDP camp has been in existence for over 10 years, and the population, which used to be over 6,000, now stands at 3,500. The once public camp is now quiet, as some of the displaced persons have returned to their regular lives. Some of them are thankful for the various interventions of the government and continue to hope that they will reunite with their families and friends.
My appeal to the government, we are not happy being here, we are not happy being called IDP, but we don't have choice to find ourselves in it. But we, especially, we are from Northeast. We based on farming in Northeast. Our prayer for government to remove us from this place until we locate us part of Nasara where we can get access to farming, free, life living, because life is hard here in Abuja.
The displaced persons continue to hope that more Nigerians will extend goodwill to them, especially at festivities such as the Salah celebration. Sarah Chimugu, Channels Television News.
In Anambra State, the governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has joined the military community to celebrate the Chief of Army Staff's special Sala launch hosted by the Commander, JTF Southeast Operation Udoka at the 302 Artillery Regiment, Onitsha. The Chief of Army Staff, represented by Major General Adewale Adekeye, hailed the success of the Operation Udoka and encouraged the team to do more, as their efforts will not be forgotten. While Governor Soludo appreciated the commitment of the gallant officers who work tirelessly to keep the nation safe.
I must say that I am proud to see how all of you today come out to show that you embody that spirit that puts all other citizens ahead of yourself, working tirelessly to ensure that peace and security of our great nation is maintained, especially within the Joint Task Force area of responsibility of Operation Udoka. Let me take this opportunity to express my deepest appreciation to the outstanding efforts of the troops of this operation. Your bravery, your resilience, your dedication to duty have not gone unnoticed.
Mine is simply appreciation. Appreciation and felicitation. Solidarity. Solidarity with you on this Salah moment. And to use this opportunity as well to extend our felicitations to all our Muslim brothers and sisters around the country, and as well as all Nigerians, at this moment of this Salah period, and always be used as a point of contact for general purification of the land. For general purification of the land.
Meanwhile, troops of Operation Fasanyama have been charged to pursue bandits and other terrorists disturbing the peace of the northwest region. The Chief of Army Staff, who was represented at the Sala launch in Sokoto State, made this known, adding that the military has succeeded in degrading the terrorists and will sustain the tempo as the troops are motivated to ensure victory against all criminal elements.
In the last 1 year, Operation Fasanyama has been doing exceedingly well, and you could attest even from the high morale of the soldiers and the lower casualty rate we have suffered and the higher casualty rate the bandits have suffered. The numbers are usually pushed out every Thursday. Nigeria, we always have this notion, the big men separate, the public separate. In the military, yes, we have two broad divisions, the officers' cadre, the soldiers' cadre. But the leadership of the army decided that for every of the big festive occasions, this is an opportunity to tell the troops that even though ranks separate us, even though some other things separate us, but we are one. And we now want them to know that the generals, the lieutenant colonel, are human beings who are their leaders, who are also ready to serve them. It is to make them have a sense of belonging in addition to the various welfare packages that we provide for them. And
as the Salah celebration continues, residents in the nation's capital are making the most of the holiday by visiting popular fun spots in the city for relaxation, fun, and bonding. There's also high security presence at these fun spots to ensure the safety.
Salah celebrations are in full swing in Abuja, and residents are making the most of the holiday by spending quality time in the city's beautiful gardens. The lush greenery and serene atmosphere at the Millennium Park in Abuja provides the perfect background for families and friends to bond and create memories.
I mean, it's bringing back nostalgia. I can remember when we were little, come here with our family, like my mom and everything. But now I'm coming with my sister and our children. It's actually a very beautiful experience. I would love for this holiday not to end. I hate school. I'm in school, so I came home for the break and everything. I mean, it's nice to spend time with family.
Being at home every day, of course, sometimes as women, you find time to spend with the children, normal routine, giving them food, taking them to school and stuff like that. But outside the environment, they need that bonding. They need to see different environment. They need to have a feel of what is happening.
From laughter and playtime to picnics and relaxation, fun sports in the FCT are filled with joy and the warmth of the Salah celebration.
It's not easy, but I'm so happy to be with my family, and I enjoy the holiday very well with my family.
Surely I've been enjoying this holiday for the past 2 days now. We've been going out, we've been with family, no work, so we try to keep company of each other to make everybody feel happy.
You have to have time to actually sit back, relax, and just take your eyes off work. As a graphic designer, I'm always staring at the screen. So it's nice to have this, should I say, break, recharge, rest, reset your body, so you have enough energy to take on a new week and take on new challenges. So yeah, it's very important we have something like this.
Festive holidays provide opportunity for family bonding. And as Abuja residents flock to gardens to catch fun and relax, the presence of security operatives helps to maintain law and order.
The Flag Officer, Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Michael Omen, has received a delegation of the Brazilian Navy in Lagos on a mission to strengthen strategic partnerships and contribute their quota to maritime security on the Gulf of Guinea. The team, led by the Brazilian Navy ship Defensora and the commander of the task group, Rear Admiral Antonio Braz, says while South Africa has been a major trading partner with the country, they seek to expand and deepen relationship with Nigeria, considering the level of safety enjoyed on the Gulf of Guinea.
For us, it's a very good place to stay in Lagos, in Nigeria. It's an important country to our relationships in foreign affairs. And what we try to do here is sharing our experience between Nigerian Navy and Brazilian Navy and increase the maritime security in Gulf of Guinea, because 90% of Brazilians' trade goes to South Africa. So for us, South Africa, it's our strategic surrounds, and we try to do a more security and predictable area. We try to do it here is increase maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission issues warning against investing in the meme token, Punisher Coin. That's on Business News. Please stay with us. Welcome back. For decades, the true origin of a quiet riverine community in Delta State remained shrouded in mystery. But now, the people of Kantu are stepping out of the shadows to reclaim their place in history as a community under the Jaw ethnic nationality in Warri Southwest local government area. They believe this move will position it to reap the benefits as an oil-bearing community in Delta State.
Kantu, a small rural riverside community located in Warri Southwest local government area of Delta State, has long lived with uncertainty surrounding its historical origins. For years, the identity and cultural heritage of the people remains a topic of speculation until now.
Talks from people that the Kantu is a community that belongs to the people of Ishekiri or belongs to the kingdom of Warri or however. By today, my statement is telling the world that that is a lie. We are here in Kantu community of Baramatu Kingdom. Any other speculation you are getting from anywhere, they are all fake.
Gathered here Our community leaders taking what they say is a major step to officially reaffirm Baramatu Kingdom as their ancestral home.
We wish to state and inform the general public, local government, states, federal government and international community that Kantu is an Ijaw community having an ancestral affinity with Baramatu Kingdom in Warri Southwest local government area, Delta State. And we continue to remain in the traditional institution of Baramatu Kingdom. Finally, we hereby pledge our loyalty and allegiance to His Royal Majesty, Oboro Bara Aketekwe Agadagba, the Pere of ancient Baramatu Kingdom.
The king of Baramatu Kingdom is represented by one of his chiefs, who is warmly welcomed by the Kantu people. He acknowledges the community's deep-rooted connection to the Baramatu Kingdom.
With the authority given to this entourage by Oboro Baran II, the Pere of Baramatu Kingdom, we wholeheartedly, we have received you before. That is why you have chiefs looking and taking care of this community. But because for the purpose of the general public, we receive you wholeheartedly back to Baramatu Kingdom. You are welcome, our brothers, in Jesus' name.
Now, as a fully recognized Ijaw community under the Baramatu Kingdom, Kantu looks to the future with renewed hope. Hope of gaining access to development funds and community-driven projects meant for all producing areas following the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. The community also sees the opportunity in the recently concluded delineation exercise in the Warri Federal constituency, which could enhance its political visibility and inclusion in decision-making processes at the state and federal levels. Above all, they believe that this move opens doors to broader cultural, economic, and social benefits long enjoyed by their neighboring communities.
The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has organized a nationwide training workshop to strengthen emergency response skills amongst frontline health workers. The South-South Zonal Workshop held at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital in Rivers State, with participants drawn from across health institutions in the region. Our correspondent, Deborah Agbalama, has this report.
It is a gathering of medical professionals and health workers at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital in Rivers State for a two-day workshop on cardiovascular health and life-saving skills organized by the National Association of Resident Doctors for the South-South region.
Either you are getting it right or not. There's no room for indifference.
The workshop targets 10,000 frontline healthcare workers, equipping them with the latest skills in basic, advanced, and pediatric life support.
It's going to be very helpful to the doctor and to the society at large, because we believe that if we are sufficiently knowledgeable about how to intervene when there are emergencies, I believe that it will increase the life expectancy.
Based on the statistic we did last year and even up to now, hardly you can see 1 out of 10 Nigerian doctors that can deliver high-quality CPR. Now, what does that leave us? So meaning that nobody is safe, including the doctors, because this cardiac arrest happens it kills everyone. It could happen to anybody, regardless of your color, your race, your religion, your professional. So that is why this initiative is very, very important.
Management of the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital says it is open to support the initiative, which is timely and impactful.
We have a large number of resident doctors and other healthcare staff. So it's important that healthcare workers take advantage of this training opportunity to improve on their life-saving skill, to respond as quick as possible using these very important life-saving skills.
Some participants share their gains, commending its value and relevance.
Basic life support and advanced cardiovascular life support is actually an essential skill for not only doctors, but basically every health workers and indeed every other person because it is actually a life-saving skill that can help people to save the life of anybody that, if I took ill around them. And we pray that this training should be cascaded down, not just in the teaching hospital setting. It should go beyond teaching hospitals to secondary health centers, primary health centers, and the hinterlands and suburbs of the states.
One of the highlights is the hands-on session where life-saving procedures are demonstrated and practiced under proper supervision. Deborah Abalama, Channels Television News.
Company news now. In a landmark move that underscores the power of strategic partnerships in healthcare delivery, the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, NLNG, has commissioned a fully renovated and equipped neonatal ward and intensive care unit at the Federal Medical Center, Asaba, in Delta State. The state-of-the-art facility, executed under the company's hospital support program, aims to significantly reduce infant mortality and improve outcomes for newborns in critical condition.
In a significant advancement for Nigeria's healthcare sector, Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, NLNG, has officially handed over a state-of-the-art neonatal ward and intensive care unit to the Federal Medical Center, Asaba. The commissioning ceremony attracted dignitaries from both public and private sectors, including representatives of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, traditional leaders, and healthcare professionals. Renovated and equipped by NLNG under its flagship hospital support program, the neonatal facility includes multiple specialized care units featuring incubators, mechanical ventilators, and digital X-ray systems, purposefully designed to enhance critical care and improve survival outcomes for newborns and critically ill infants.
The board approved the program in July 2021, and the goal was clear: to strengthen Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure, beginning with 12 federal university teaching hospitals across all 6 geopolitical zones and the FCT. Thank you.
The neonatal ward was officially inaugurated by the Minister of State for Health, represented by the Director of Hospital Services at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Jimos Aloo, alongside the Managing Director of NLNG, represented by Dr. Sophia Hospal. The dignitaries also toured the newly upgraded facility.
What I've seen here is really wonderful. The kind of support that NLNG give to this institution is very great. Enter this place and see the kind of gadget that are here, to the extent that even at the premature of 26 weeks still being nursed here, with all necessary facilities.
We are grateful to NLNG for this facility, and in planning the facility, we made provision for some safety valves. We made sure we had a solar power provision. So when there's a power failure, the transition is not noticed, the equipment don't need to do that. That is what has been a challenge for most of our equipment in the hospital.
For NLNG, advancing healthcare delivery remains a vital component of its corporate social responsibility, reflecting its commitment to improving lives and supporting national development.
We hear that this center has now been certified by the Nigerian Center for Health, Medicine, and the West African Center as well. And it's clearly been designated Center of Excellence. We're proud to be part of this journey, and you can be rest assured that we'll continue to support the center going forward.
Through this landmark handover, NLNG reinforces its dedication to social investment and national development, demonstrating the transformative impact of public-private partnerships on the lives of Nigeria's most vulnerable.
A leading energy company, Renaissance African Energy, has reaffirmed its commitment to environmental sustainability as part of efforts to commemorate the World Environment Day celebrated June 5th every year. The company and the Edo State Governor commenced planting of trees to remediate the Taylor Creek Forest Reserves in Edo State. The 15,000 trees were planted between June 5th and June the 6th, 2026, that's before the next World Environment Day. The effort is in addition to an earlier 10,000 trees planted by the oil firm and the state government, a reforestation initiative demonstrating a strong commitment to biodiversity protection.
This is the flag-off ceremony in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State for the reforestation campaign of Renaissance Africa Energy. The campaign is part of the company's efforts to mark this year's World Environment Day, and gathered here are representatives of the company, representatives of the state government, other major stakeholders, as well as students from the community secondary school in the state. At this meeting, Renaissance Africa Energy restates its commitment to preserving and remediating the rich biodiversity of the Niger Delta where it operates.
At Renaissance Africa Limited, we have a commitment towards the improvement of Bayelsa State environment and forestry. We have planted 10,000 trees with a commitment to do another 15,000 between now we speak and in another 12 months and June 2026. We have trained 46 forest rangers from 20 communities. We have also paid monthly stipends between 2019 till date with a focus to support the raising of seedlings in nurseries and translocation to the Taylor Creek Forest Reserve.
Environmental experts say Renaissance's approach should be a model for the oil and gas industry. Despite the sector's environmental impact globally, this company is restoring, not degrading.
All our existence depends on survival of all the forests that we see around us. And so for a company to come up with initiative to partner with NCF, and so for a company to come up with initiative to restore that forest back to its glory and engaging the community level, getting the people involved to be the one that depends on the forest itself to protect it, I think they deserve a round of applause once again.
Bayelsa State Commissioner for Environment emphasizes the importance of private-public partnership in reversing the effects of climate change.
With the collaborative efforts of Bayelsa State Government, Renaissance and other partners in the joint venture, and also NGOs and environmentalists concerned citizens and individuals, we have certainly hit the ground running and implementing resolutions, as this will help to catalyze restoration of our ecosystem, which will further foster the objectives of the United Nations.
The company's biodiversity lead says their commitment goes beyond Bayelsa.
In the short fall of before the end of the year and thereafter, we shall be extending our footprint to other forest reserves and national parks in Bayelsa and Rivers State to ensure that we reforest, we protect, and we make the environment better than what we made it when we came for our production.
We present this seedling to the Environment Commissioner for Environment.
The event culminated in a symbolic tree planting at the Taylor Creek site, Forest Reserve, along the east-west road in Bayelsa State, where dozens of seedlings were planted by company executives and government officials, signaling hope for a greener, healthier tomorrow.
Nigeria and Angola are poised to lead Africa's push towards energy self-sufficiency, with the continent's refining capacity projected to meet up to 90% of its fuel demand, a significant rise from 45% last year, and that's according to the Africa Finance Corporation, AFC's newly released State of Africa's Infrastructure 2025 report. The AFC report highlights the critical role of Nigeria's Dangote refinery, a state-of-the-art facility with a processing capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, in achieving this milestone. The refinery's commissioning, along with the gradual reopening of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries between 2024 and 2026, is expected to significantly transform the continent's fuel security landscape in the short term. To fully realize this potential, the AFC emphasizes the need for two complementary investment tracks. That's over $16 billion for brownfield upgrades to modernize existing refineries and meet clean fuel standards, and greenfield investment to meet future demands, positioning Nigeria and Angola as new continental hubs. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has issued a stern warning to Nigerians regarding the unauthorized pre-sale of the meme coin, PON. The SEC cautioned that investing in such unregulated digital asset is highly risky and not protected under the Nigerian law. The Commission emphasized that any person who invests in the scheme does so at their own risk. This advisory is part of the SEC's broader efforts to protect investors from fraudulent and unregulated investment opportunities within Nigeria's fast-growing digital asset space. Nigeria's equities market increased by 2.57% in the holiday-shortened trading week ended Thursday. The all-share index, ASI, and market cap increased to 114,616.75 points and 72,275 trillion. The NGX oil and gas index was up. Let's take a look at the numbers. 3.33%, NGX banking index by 4.59%, NGX insurance index by 3.36%, and the NGX consumer goods index went up also by 2.33%, while the NGX industrial index looking up as well at 1.18%. The top traders for the day mostly actively traded stocks were Fidelity Bank PLC, Legend Internet PLC, and Guaranteed Trust Holding Company PLC. And at the OTC Securities Market, its performance ended the week stronger as the index jumped by 90% week to date, while the market cap closed higher at 1.96 trillion naira. At the same time, the volume of securities traded this week fell by over 99% to 2.63 million units. The total value of transactions for the week also fell by more than 3.92%, while the number of deals carried out was higher by 162% week on week. Top three advances for the week are Friesland Campina, Wamco Nigeria PLC, Liquid PLC, and Nipco PLC. First Rock Mortgage Bank PLC and UBN Property Company PLC were the two losers, while Friesland Campina, Wamco Nigeria was the most traded securities for the week. Has been sent to the federal government to speed up the rehabilitation and expansion work at the Aloo Dam in Borno State. Governor Babanga who made the call, emphasized that the Maiduguri and surrounding local government areas experienced the worst flooding in decades following the collapse of the dam last year. In response, the federal government approved 80 billion naira for the dam's reconstruction and expansion, with a groundbreaking ceremony held in March this year to mark the commencement of the project. However, the governor has expressed concern over the slow pace of work, warning that the rainy season is already here. He also pledged to connect all local government headquarters to the national grid before the end of his tenure. Now let's find out what's happening in the world of sports. So Olumide Macaulay has all those details.
From tennis to football, defending champions Spain and 2019 winners Portugal have set up one of the most highly anticipated international finals in years as the pair prepare to face off for the UEFA Nations League trophy. Both Spain and Portugal have already won the Nations League. Spain are the current champions from their win in 2023, while Portugal won the inaugural tournament back in 2019. Spain have won 16 and drawn 2 of their past 18 fixtures and have not lost a competitive match since March 2023. Meanwhile, Portugal captain Cristiano Ronaldo says Sunday's Nations League finals is more than just a battle between him and Spanish teenager Lamine Yamal. The final in Munich has been framed as a showdown between the 40-year-old veteran Ronaldo and the 17-year-old Yamal, the most exciting young talent in world football today. Ronaldo believes the focus of the two individuals is overblown. Portugal last beat their neighbors in a competitive fixture 21 years ago in a match which Ronaldo started. And finally, Gian Piero Gasperini has been unveiled as the new coach of Italian side Roma after 9 hugely successful years at the helm of Atalanta. Gasperini joins Roma on a 3-year deal after turning Atalanta into one of
Italy's best teams, winning the Europa League last year. Gasperini says his first task will be to win over the fans with an attacking style. The club will want more than just attacking play, however, as the 67-year-old is a caustic character, prone to angry outbursts at journalists and players. That's it on Sport News at 10 today. Melinda, back to you.
Many thanks, Olumide. On the international scene, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has confirmed that all 484 Nigerian pilgrims affected by a fire incident at their hotel on Sari Manson Street in Makkah today are safe and accounted for. The affected hotel was accommodating pilgrims from 6 Nigerian private tour operator companies, and despite the scare, no casualties have been reported, and all pilgrims have been safely moved to Mina. Following the incident, NACO's chairman and chief executive officer, Professor Abdullahi Usman, who visited the site to assess the situation, commiserated with the affected pilgrims, assuring them that the commission will support within its capacity to cushion the impact of the incident. Inspections of the new buildings have already been completed and arrangements for resettlement are in progress. Ghana has announced its support for the Moroccan government's plan for autonomy of a territory. Before now, Ghana had backed the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, established by the independence-seeking Polisario Front since 1979. However, a meeting between the Ghanaian and Moroccan foreign ministers last Thursday changed course. The plan has so far not been accepted by the Algeria-backed Polisario Front, which controls around 30% of the territory in the Western Sahara, with the rest largely being under Moroccan control. But the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, established by the Polisario Front, has found only limited international recognition over time. Ghana is the latest in a growing list of countries turning back to Morocco in the resolution of the decades-long conflict. And the main news again. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has advocated deliberate and sustained efforts to secure the nation's borders and curb the influx of illegal and stem the flow of illegal arms and ammunition. General Musa made the submission at the North Central Peace Summit and launch of the Presidential Community Engagement Peace Initiative in Jos, the Plateau State capital. That's the news at 10 tonight. I'm Melinda Akinlami. On behalf of the team, good night.